another episode of Coffee with Bob. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of sitting down with Moussa Hamadeh.
Tremendous job, Bob.
I got it?
Yes, you did.
All right. So Moussa is, become one of my good friends in the office. I have to walk down the hall, and have to pass by his office. And every time I see him, he says, "Top G, how you doing today, Top G?" So after a little while, I'm like, what the heck does Top G mean? So I call my son, Ryan, 23 years old, and say, "What is a Top G, Ryan?" And he's like, "Dad, don't worry about it. It's all good," right? So Moussa,
yes,
it's a pleasure being here with you today.
Likewise,
my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So we're going to talk about some really good things today. We're going to get into your background. We're going to talk about your success in the business.
Of course.
So let's start right away,
Yes,
okay?
sir.
Because you have a unique background. Let's talk about a little bit where you came from and your career path and how that's changed. Go ahead. You start, my friend.
Yeah, so Bob, I've got a bit of an interesting path to get into real estate over here. I believe I graduated from college in either 2019 or 2020. This is how you know you're getting into the 30s now.
Yeah.
Like
you're just a kid.
The memory's starting to fade now. I got into the business really shortly after I graduated college.
Right.
My original path was actually going to be in law enforcement. I graduated with my undergrad in criminal justice, and I was actually hired by a local police department, and it's a tremendous field, very honorable. And my idea was to serve in law enforcement for a few years, and then essentially go back to law school and finish up my law degree and essentially become an attorney.
Right.
But again, I had different thought processes, and really the overall field didn't align with my goals, for my future concepts for myself. So shortly after college, I did what they call it, burn the boats, and I jumped into real estate. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here. Okay,
well,
we're glad you're here. So one thing that I know, because I hear you on the phone quite often.
Yes, sir.
You are multilingual, right?
Yes.
Or bilingual, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I'm a son of an immigrant, as you may know, as most of us are.
Yeah.
My parents immigrated here in the 80s, and Middle Eastern background.
Yeah.
So naturally English is going to come. It's going to come naturally to you in the country. You're going to the schools and whatnot. But my father put a focus on speaking Arabic in the household. So I'm actually quite glad that it's something that I retained.
Yeah. And that can absolutely 100% help you with Arabic speaking clients, and that's great customer service for them.
Certainly. So English is my first language, but I'm quite happy that I do have a second language.
That's awesome.
Maybe there'll be a third in the works here soon enough.
There you go. So let's get into your success, okay?
Yes.
So you were recently our new associate of the year. So congratulations on that. Quite the honor. Top 20% internationally with Berkshire Hathaway across the just internationally, I'll say it again. So that's quite the feat. Congrats on that. Let's get into it though. What makes you different? I mean, you really utilize the quick buy system within this company.
Yeah, absolutely. So first and foremost, Bob, any success that I've had up until now, I consider it a partnership, right? Mm-hmm. You guys provide a tremendous infrastructure here for someone to really, someone to really get to work and really, not have to focus on any extrinsic things, but really just going out and facilitating their clients at a very high level. So, I want to thank you guys for that first and foremost.
Appreciate that.
And again, it's work, and again, in my opinion, success can certainly be scaled from here.
But you work hard. I see it. So,
I appreciate
you do work
that.
hard.
So
no question.
I come from a philosophy where put in the work and and let the dice fall where they may, but do not ever have an excuse that you're not putting in the work. And as for quick buy, let's give a little background into what quick buy is. And again, it's one facet of many solutions that I like to provide for my clients. Right. So QuickBuy is a corporate partner of ours out of Chicago, and essentially what they do is they're in the business of, asset acquisitions, right? So what they do, Bob, is essentially they'll acquire real estate either short-term or long-term, and essentially they can provide us with a cash offer that we can bring to our clients at any meeting, right? And that's not all they just do, right? They give you several different options there. One of which is going to be what they call their list and lock option, right? Which is essentially, I can come in a consultation with a client of mine who's looking to sell their home, and I can actually come to them with a cash offer at our initial meeting, right? And again, it's not conducive for everyone, but what they'll allow you to do is actually lock in that cash offer for up to 150 days and allow you to go onto the market, right? And you can go and again, we have, even our traditional listing methods are very robust. Our marketing and pricing strategies are second to none, right? So we can almost always inevitably get you more money by going onto the market. But what this QuickBuy scenario does is allow you essentially the certainty of knowing that your home is essentially already sold, right? While we have the flexibility of going onto the market and sell and essentially getting more money for it.
So if they get the higher price, they lock in the cash offer, and then they could possibly get the higher price when they put it on the market, and that's a win-win for that customer.
Win-win, right? Perfect. And they have two more, I believe, one or two more options, right? They have a leaseback option for you, right? It's a big thing. A lot of individuals in today's market, Bob, need to essentially, they need to sell in order to buy, right? So that throws a little bit of a wrench in the entire process there. It becomes a little bit complicated. So what QuickBuy actually allows me to offer my clients is a leaseback option, right? We can go out onto the market, or QuickBuy can offer them the cash offer, and if they accept it, QuickBuy is more than happy to allow you 1, 2, 3, 4 months, however long you need,
or longer. So that is 100% great for a new construction build.
100%.
If someone's building a new home and they need to have some time to get the cash, on the closing, and then they lease back. It's also in this market, because there's no inventory, to be able to sell their home, like you said, with certainty, and then lease the property for a period of time until they find something. A lot of people are going down south or other parts of the country. And it takes a little time to find something. So that's a great feature that you have to offer.
Right. And the essence of it is, Mom, is essentially when I sit down to consult a client of mine or somebody who's thinking about going onto the market, what I want to do, my ultimate goal is, Bob, is not essentially to put a cash offer in front of you and simply acquire the property there, right? What I want to do more than anything is essentially provide you with more solutions, right, than anybody else could put in front of you, right? I want to be your one-stop shop for anything to do with real estate and real estate solutions.
It's been an honor and a pleasure to sit with you today, Moussa.
Likewise.
You have some great programs that you spelled out, and you were eloquent in your way of presenting them. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend.
And everyone, have a great day. Cheers.